Hey, welcome to Vinyl Fetish. We're actually not upstairs in the vinyl attic, we're downstairs because we haven't done a Beatle video in a bit. And it's always exciting when there's a new Beatle record. And this summer we're getting a new Paul McCartney album and a new Ringo album just came out. And it came out last week. It was Record Store Day. And I've just stopped going to Record Store Day. It's a complete madhouse. It's no longer fun. People are just grabbing stuff and there's too many people to take their time. So I go a week later. I make it Record Store Week to see what I could pick up. So I got this cool Coltrane alternative recording of Giant Steps. Only $20 for Coltrane's 100th birthday. So I'm excited to open that up. But I did get the new Ringo album, and I thought we'd do an unboxing. Here it is, Ringo, still putting out albums in his mid-80s. If you know about Ringo Starr, Richard Starkey, he was a sickly lad. And he probably didn't expect to make it to 16, let alone 86. He turns 86 this summer. But it's his third country record, if you count Buku's a Blues in 1970. And then he had one a few years ago. And this is the second album with T-Bone Burnett. And so I thought I'd give you like a quick first impression of it, do an opening and first impression. It's just now that Paul has stopped dyeing his hair. Ringo is like heavily dyeing his hair with his goth look. But one of the cool things about this, if you know, is that's the shirt he's wearing on pictures of him in the White Album studio sessions. This black and white pink polka dot is also a shirt from the Beatle days, 68, I think. And let's open it up. It says the brand new album, Ringo Starr, produced by T-Bone Burnett with David Tishian and Bruce Sugar, featuring Sheryl Crow, St. Vincent, Billy Strings, and Molly Tuttle, both who were on the last album. All right, you ready? This one has a gatefold, so it's going to be a little bit easier to open with my stubby fingernails. The first Ringo Starr I bought new was when I was 14, was Bad Boy, the Bad Boy album in 1978. And it sucked. It's one of Ringo's crappier records. He was heavy into his boozing period, and didn't go over well. Okay, so it opens up. We have a gatefold. Let's see what it looks like. Nice. There's the picture of Ringo, and 68 in the purple shirt. I don't like it. He still fits in it. It's always nice when you can fit in your old clothes. Ringo. So how old was he? He was 28. In that picture, 27 or 28, and then 85 in that picture. Pretty good compare and contrast. And let's see what the vinyl looks like. All right, thank God I got the black vinyl. I'm so over the colored vinyl and the crappy quality of the colored vinyl. There is a insert, which is nice. Albums are getting so nice again. Here we go. There's Ringo, Peace and Love. And it's got the credits for the songs. It's got a little essay written by T-Bone Burnett about working with the country music fan, Richard Starkey. I look forward to reading that. And, the credits, all the credits on the record. So let me dive into it. I'll put it on the turntable, and I'll come back and give you a quick overview of what I think of Ringo's new album, Long Road. And if you've seen the video, which is, very AI generated. Much like Paul's new song, it's very reminiscent and filled with lots of Easter eggs for Beatle and Ringo fans. So you should check that out. I'll provide a link to it in the description. All right, I'll tell you what I think. All right, let's talk about this. It didn't take me long to review it because the album's only about 33 minutes long, which is kind of standard for Ringo. The greatest hits album he had out, Blast for Your Past, his first greatest hits album, was barely, I think, 32 minutes long. So he's not known for, epic albums. I'll tell you, this is sort of the second in a series of T-Bone Burnett records. The last one was Look Up last year, and I like this one more. This one is more organic, less showy. I mean, the last time it's like Ringo goes country, Ringo is at the Ryman, and it was just a lot of attention placed on it. This one is a lot more low key, and right out of the gate you have a country sound on the first song, Morning Without Tears, with a pedal steel and Molly Tuttle's great harmony vocal. But I have to say, first off, Ringo's voice sounds amazing at 85. he's right in the pocket. Unlike Paul McCartney, who sounds like he's on a ventilator. Ringo sounds really good on this. I mean, the range is Ringo range, so he's not. There's no falsetto singing on this. This is essentially a T-Bone Burnett record. It feels a lot more like a T-Bone Burnett record than a country music album. The last track, Long, Long Road, which is the one that has the great video with the Yellow Submarine and Maureen and Barbara and all these great little tidbits from his life. And Sheryl Crow sings harmony on that one. It is also a very country sounding song, but a lot of it sounds like T-Bone Burnett records. And T-Bone Burnett has made so many great records. I mean, his 19 album, Truth Decay, is always in my top 100 of greatest albums of all time. He's also produced everybody. Worked with Dylan, produced Jacob Dylan, lots of work with Elvis Costello. I mean, he is sort of a master in the studio, and so it feels like a T-Bone Burnett record. There is a thing where Ringo redoes Choose Love from a previous album. He's been doing this since 1981 on Stop and Smell the Roses when he redid Back Off Boogaloo, of taking like one of his songs and doing it again, which always seems like a little bit of a cheat, especially on an album that's so short. This version of Choose Love I like better than the original. It has St. Vitus on the vocals, and it's not country. It's kind of a acoustic psychedelic song, but the overall feel for it is really great. There's an instrument on here called a cryptoclave. And I'm like, what the hell is a cryptoclave? And I Googled cryptoclave, and it gave me like the guy that breaks his jaw and cryptocurrency. And it turns out that this musician, Rory Hoffman, invented this instrument. It's a stringed instrument. I'll include a link to the YouTube video where he talks about inventing this. So there's a brand new instrument on this record that gives it a kind of unique sound to it. It is, as I said, sort of more organic. Some of the songs are you're not going to remember them very well, but generally it takes off much better and ends much better. In the middle, there's a couple dips, but there hasn't been an album from Ringo that I kind of really got excited back and regularly pulled out and listened to since Ringo Rama, which was such a great record, one of his Mark Hudson records. That I love that album, and I'll always pull that album out when I'm in the mood for Ringo. So better than the last one. Who knows that Ringo turning 86 this summer, how many more albums we have. He seems to be pretty productive, so we should at least get a few more EPs. I know he's going to do some live shows this summer for this album. So he is, a role model for all the octogenarians who are in her 80s. I took my daughter to see him a couple years ago in Bend, Oregon, and he was doing jumping jacks on stage in his 80s. So Ringo is a good role. It's all that vegetarianism and that meditation and that good living that he wasn't doing in the 1970s. So here he is, Choose Love, Peace and Love, Ringo. I really enjoy having Ringo to put on the turntable, and I'll give this one a few more spins because it's very warm and endearing. All right. There you go, out of the box. Back to our 100 albums shortly. Peace and love. We love you, Ringo.